Declan Goff here with Seth, Auger. Danny Cunningham is at Timberwolves press conference with the introduction of Jarrett Culver and also Naz Reid. Yep. Naz Reid getting a contract, a multi-year contract with the Wolves right now. So he is busy, and everyone else at Score North is unavailable. So
MIA.
This is the true cluster fun, and your team here at Score North is here to take you along for the next 15 minutes. We're going to start with the Twins before we get back into Culver. Last night, yesterday afternoon, I should say, not the best performance by the Twins bullpen. 3-0 into the seventh, and then a hanger from Trevor May, and then the wheels even came off the bus even worse. It was 14-4, right?
14-4, yeah.
And now the result is the Indians are 4.5 games back of the Twins with their win over the Tigers. Seth, are you panicking?
Here's the thing.
Okay.
I'm not panicking. In the end, I think the Twins will win the division.
Okay.
But it's going to be a race.
It is.
And like I was telling you earlier, I think by next week, after the Yankees series, Twins-Yankees, I think it could be a tie in the division.
Yeah. It's the Twins have a very tough schedule for the rest of the month. Oakland comes to town tonight, and then the Yankees are coming into town. So this 7-game stretch, a very tough one for the Twins, while the Indians have like the Tigers, the Blue Jays, the Royals.
Yeah, next 11 games for the Indians. Tigers tonight.
Yeah.
3 games against the Royals. Blue Jays, Royals again.
I'm a little worried, but at the same time, I'm not trying to be Rami Makloff. The brakes are being pressed by me. They're not cut. I don't know if it's stopping the car at all, but I am not too concerned until I literally see them tied with the Twins. 4 games is still 4 games. The Twins and the Indians still play each other a ton this year. I'm not too concerned. And also the whole narratives, I think the problem we have with the Cleveland Indians and the Twins is all their pitching staff is better than our pitching staff, but our lineup is superiorly better than Cleveland's lineup. So I'm not too concerned that the Cleveland Indians had this magical, amazing rotation that's finally starting to get healthy. The Twins lineup is just too good to stop.
And the thing is, everybody expected the Twins to have a slump at some point. Like, we can't be putting up 5 bombas a night every night.
Yeah.
Night in, night out. They're just in kind of a bigger slump than people thought. I think Jorge Polanco's, I looked at his last 30 days or something like that. He's batting like 240 in the last 30 days. And he was leading the division, or leading the league in hitting for a long time. So that's concerning. Byron Buxton, his concussion is a little concerning.
That's a little worse.
He's been batting 158 in the last 30 days.
Phew.
So, some guys are slumping a lot, but, I mean, that just means they're going to rebound, hopefully.
Do you think a trade is coming very soon? When do you think a trade's coming? Are they going to wait? Because it still feels like no one is in any rush to make a trade in this league.
I think after the 2-game sweep by the Mets, I think there's going to be a trade in the next, I'm going to give it 3 days.
3 days. I like that. So the next 3 days, Seth Auger making the call. A trade will
Write that down.
Write it down.
Write that down.
We'll tell Mackey and Judd that. We'll hold him accountable for that prediction. Yeah, I think a trade's pretty intimate at this point.
Can we talk about Trevor May for a second, too?
Yeah, we can talk about Trevor May.
2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
0-2. He's blowing the fastball by everybody, and then he leaves a hanger. It's unreal. Why is he throwing that pitch?
I don't know. And, he has had some good success with that curveball in the past, but I'm with you. He's a power pitcher, and I want to see him pumping in that heat because he does have a very good fastball. He just left that one in the heart of the plate, and they made him pay.
Did you see the expected batting average of that pitch was like 980?
Oh.
Like, nobody was going to miss that pitch.
No one's going to miss
especially Pete Alonso, home run derby winner.
I might be able to hit that pitch. And he's had a lot of potential for a long time. He was a failed starter, or not even a failed starter, a starter converted to the bullpen. He had Tommy John a few years ago, so he's still probably getting his arm loose, but you would like to see him get out of those big spots. Really tough.
Exactly.
Jarrett Culver, he's being introduced right now down at Mayo Clinic Square. Is that correct?
It's at St. Paul Community Center because they're holding
cool.
they're holding a clinic afterwards for some kids.
Nice. So that is where Danny Cunningham is. Jarrett Culver being introduced, the 6th overall pick in the 2019 NBA draft. The Wolves moved up to grab him. Seth is a former employee of the Timberwolves, so he has no bias or no connection or no love for the local basketball team here.
I even have Andrew Wiggins on my shirt. That's how much I love.
Granted, I'm also wearing a Timberwolves shirt. This was not planned.
Not planned.
Not planned at all.
Not planned.
What can fans expect from Jarrett Culver? Because the Wolves have had some bad luck in lotteries and drafts before, but last year Josh Okogie had a nice little showing. What kind of player and what can we expect from Jarrett Culver?
So Jarrett Culver he's not a flashy player. Like if you were looking for a flashy player, that's not Jarrett Culver. But he is a defensive just guru. He is great on the defensive end of the floor. His shooting is a little rough, but they're considering him a 3-and-D kind of guy. So I think they must have some high hopes for him to regain that shooting form, because his freshman year was better than his sophomore year at Texas Tech. But as for off the floor, his character and like he's just a great guy.
Nice.
And I noticed that when we were covering the Final Four, when Texas Tech was here, he had his press conferences and everything, and I noticed it then. I was like, man, this whole team actually, Texas Tech was very, very cool team. But I mean, Jarrett Culver, he's just a good guy.
Good.
And I think that that's going to be good for the culture that we're trying to build. And yeah.
Is he someone that will probably start right away? Do you think he'll come off the bench? Where do you if you were Seth Auger and Ryan Saunders somehow steps down tomorrow and Seth Auger replaces coach, where would Jarrett Culver slide into the rotation?
It's tricky. So you have Teague at point guard. You have Wiggins starting. Don't know where yet. Somewhere.
Yeah.
Rocco, I guess, is at the 4 this year, and Cat at the 5.
Okay.
So you have either Okogie or Culver starting. So it depends if you want that high energy Okogie. You already know what he is. He's just, stopping James Harden for 3 on his 3-pointers. But do we want him starting or do we want him off the bench? Bringing that energy as a 6-man. I think it's going to be interesting to see what they choose. I would say I would probably put Culver in the starting lineup, Okogie as a 6-man.
I like that as well. I'm a big hockey guy, but I also know my basketball X's and O's, despite Danny Cunningham's chagrin. And I would definitely put Culver in the starting lineup. Okogie with the energy off the bench, I mean, that's kind of contagious and that's needed. I would really like to see that. And yeah, I mean, then you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. With Derrick Rose leaving, you need someone off the bench to be that guy, and Josh Okogie would very much be that guy.
Also, can we talk about this for a second? All of a sudden, the Wolves are like a defensive team.
Yeah, that's never
been the case. They have Rocco, they have Culver, and they have Okogie, and even Cat, who has showed flashes of defensive brilliance, towards the end of last year. This is awesome.
Yeah,
I think that's what Tibbs wanted for his tenure here.
Yeah.
He never got it.
No.
And now Ryan Saunders has that to work with, which is awesome.
And do you think that they'll be? We saw it a little bit in summer league, and Ryan Saunders was also on Mackie and Jubba's Score North earlier this week. Do you see them being more of a 3-point shooting team? Because that's also been just lacking for them for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if Andrew Wiggins can take 1 step back and shoot a 3, they're gonna be a 3-point shooting team, because the amount of long 2s he takes.
Yeah.
Bring that back a little bit.
Right.
We're good to go.
Kind of reminds me of old Kevin Garnett in 2003, and the problem is Andrew Wiggins is not Kevin Garnett, so probably not the best mood to be taking fadeaway jumpers in 2019.
It's not the game anymore, Andrew.
No, it's not.
But
no,
I mean, you're still on my shirt. I still love you.
Seth still loves you.
Yeah.
I'm split on you. I don't dislike you as much as a lot of other people do. We'll close with this, because this is a fun one. So I am in love with The Office. Seth knows this. My coworkers know this. I can turn any situation and flip a relevant quote into that situation.
Anything that happens in The Office, Declan has an Office quote for it.
Yeah.
It is...
Is it annoying?
It is annoying, but it is great.
It's great? Okay.
Because I am a big Office fan as well.
Yeah. So I love The Office. So I told Seth, I want to hear your favorite Office episode. So I'm going to start with you. And if you take mine, it's fine, because I have like a list of 7 great Office episodes.
I have 6 on here.
Okay. So are you going to do 1, or are you going to give me all 6?
What do you want?
I want 1 for start.
Okay, I'm going to go 1. It's a 2-part episode. I'm going to go stress relief. It's a lot of people's favorite episodes, but every scene in that 2-part episode is hilarious. From the fire to the CPR, it's the best.
Boom roasted.
Boom roast.
The roast of Michael Scott. I mean, it's an all-timer. I mean, that cold open of the fire drill might be one of the best openings of any television show of all time.
Absolutely.
I am a big dinner party supporter. I know that some people don't like that because it's not an Office-related scene.
You love it or you hate it, I heard.
Right,
yep.
and I just, for 22 minutes, it's the perfect amount of cringe, because it is cringy. It's extremely cringy. Like, I don't watch Scott's Tots. I have seen every episode of The Office hundreds of times, and I've only seen Scott Tots once. I refuse to watch Scott's Tots. But Dinner Party is phenomenal. It's uncomfortable, and Jan is insane, which is also great. Snip, snap, snip, snap. There's so many great liners in that episode. So
The plasma screen TV.
the $200 plasma. Sometimes I'll just sit here and I'll watch TV for hours. It'll happen. That'll very much happen.
Yeah, that was one of mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, give me a couple more.
All right. Pam and Jim's wedding. Not so much for the funny.
Yeah.
But for Pam and Jim are just the best couple of all time. The cutting the tie, everything, love it. Fun Run. I love Fun Run. The Cure for Rabies, love it. Goodbye Toby, because
I just watched that one last night. Yeah.
Michael and Toby's relationship is just amazing.
Yeah.
And also, I love Threat Level Midnight.
Okay. Yeah, it's an all-timer.
Yep.
I have Beach Games, because I don't. As older I've gotten, I don't like Pam Beesly, but that scene is great because she actually shows character and emotion and confidence, which is something that despises. She lacks and it despises me. So I would say Beach Games up there. Drug testing is up there when Dwight's dressed like a volunteer sheriff's deputy and also giving his urine to Michael is a classic as well. All right, we should probably not. We could go on for an hour about this, so we'll leave you at that. This has been Cluster Fun. Thank you for watching. Regular scheduled programming returning tomorrow. I'm Declan Goff. Seth Auger.